There is a bright flash, brighter than the sun, brighter than anything you've ever seen.
Scorches the house, but does not harm the children.
The atomic bomb flash could burn you. We hope it never comes, but we must get ready.
Used harmfully, as an atomic bomb.
And this is very, very important. Sometimes the bomb might explode without any warning, without any warning, without any warning.
This is a continuation to a new character introduction to the server, and we are going to be going over what happens after you get your character application submitted and accepted, and now you're in the server. What do you do now? So you're going to spawn here. If you just join the server, you're going to spawn in our obviously spawn, and then what we want you to do, or what's preferred, is that you do these commands before you actually enter the map. So we want you to do /FO create, and you can see if I just enter here that it has some things for me to fill in. So I'm going to be using the character that I used in the previous video. So I'm going to do /FO create Matthew Killman. There we go. And then we just do space. And then his age was, I believe, 32. His height, this is important because it's not in foot in inches or feet in inches. It is just inches. So you're going to have to translate your height into just inches. So he is 63 inches, which is 5'3", or yes, I believe. And then he is 150 pounds. So after we do that, this pops up. We remember that he is a male, and then he is a wastelander. And he was lawful evil, basically. So we don't have all the more nuanced aspects of the alignment system. So this is just your standard D&D alignment. So just do whatever is closest to your character. So we're going to confirm our character options here, and now we're going to be entering our special. So we are going to add some points. I believe he had a 5 in strength, a 5 in, let's see this, perception, excuse me, and then he had a 7 in endurance, a 8 in charisma, 5, 5, 5. So you'll notice that I can no longer add any points after it's 40. This will also remain the same if you are a ghoul or super mutant. Don't worry about that. We just have to keep it in mind that you have above the average special whenever it comes to this. So these will max out at 10. So don't be concerned if you're a ghoul and your technical min-max is above those numbers. But for Matthew here, this is good. So we're just gonna click confirm special modifications, and we have our special. All right, now that we have that, we are just going to do something else. We're going to do /FO skills, and this is where we're going to allocate our skills. So we can see that we have all the skills and plus some that were not on the forums. That's okay. We haven't updated our plugin to be with what we have right now. So first aid is actually going to be medicine, and in surgery is going to be survival. So just keep that in mind if you're playing those type of characters. But for Matthew, we had conventional guns. We had 2 points actually. So let's cancel that. Skills. And we will do 2 points. And then we'll do 3 in speech. This might not be correct, but it's been a while since I last looked at Matthew. So we'll just say that this is good. All right, now we have all our skills, and this basically completes the character creation. So if we do /FO profile, we can see all the aspects of our character here. We can see their gender, race, their alignment, their factions, what level they are, their age, their weight, and all that good stuff that we entered. We can also see our skills and our special here. So that's about it. You're going to want to remember this so that you can use this whenever we're going to ask you for roll. We'll go over rolling just a bit later. Okay, now that we have that done, let's just go ahead and we'll enter map. So before we enter map, you're going to want to get a moderator online and have them give you access to the waster role. And the waster role will allow you to click on this sign here that will take you to the map. So we have our skin here. This is Matthew. I just pulled this off of the internet. And we are basically ready to go. We have everything set up. If I asked for any starter items, our moderators would have given me some, but I did not ask Matthew. So now we're in, and this is the current map. So we'll go and take a peek around here, and I'll introduce you to some of the key aspects when it comes to playing our server. Alright, so right as we enter town, you're going to notice these all these blue stained glasses with signs on them. And this is our way of marking NPCs. So all these people, all these blocks are people within the imagination of the server. Remember, this is a roleplay server, D&D like, so these are going to represent the NPCs. And this is just so everybody who has any type of laptop or setup can get on the server and not be hindered by intense plugins such as townies and citizens. And that's why we have them like this. Alright, now that we have that sort of cleared away, I want to take a moment and we are going to be doing something else. So we are going to be entering all the different chats that we have. So we can do /CHR, and now we're chatting in RP. So this is what you'll use whenever you're going to actually go up and talk to somebody. So say if there's this merchant was another player, I would do this. I would say hi, and that's how that works. It's just hi. But if you wanted to say, I don't know, punch him across the face, you'll do /me punches the merchant across the cheek, and that's how you would emote. And this is what you'll do whenever you want to declare a certain action. And we prefer if you do text like this with the quotation marks, and if you are going to talk to out of character, and let's just say sorry about that. Now we're talking out of character, which is just signified with the parentheses. That's the most common way that people will go about doing this. So this is just to familiarize yourself with what the standards are on the server when it comes to roleplay. And besides roleplay, you're also going to be entering /CHY, which is now Yell chat. And then probably the most important chats you're going to want to enter is /DM and then /DM2. So these are for dungeon masters. So since I am a dungeon master, I will show you what it looks like. So if I say hi, it's going to show up as this golden text, and that will signify that the DM is speaking. DM2 is also going to be a DM speaking. It'll just be if there's another one in the area that are really close, then this is what the two would use to differentiate between the others. So besides that, we also have CHB, which is broadcast. So if you have access to like a long wave radio or a radio tower, those are the only moments when you can have access to this chat and use it without any repercussions from staff. But I believe those are all the channels, so let's move on. Okay, I'm outside of the town now, and I just wanted to show you our scavenging aspect of the server. So besides quests, you're going to be able to gain items from these loot chests. And you can see that these are just sort of in a random location. And these will be all around the map. I had already tried to gain items from this chest just previously, so now I have to wait an hour in order for it to come back. I had attempted to scavenge the area just a little bit, and I got just this. They're not a very high % chance, so don't be too scared if you don't see anything in there. There's not always going to be guaranteed an item. But what you do get can be crafted into gear that is available for you to craft. Okay, I thought I would just take a moment to stop here and introduce to you our rolling system. So it's very basic in concept. We do tend to lose players on this, but it's much easier to understand it if somebody verbally explains it to you, I find. So what we're going to do is just to test it out, /FO roll dice 1d20. And we got a 2. You can see in the chat that I had previously just experimented with this, but I'm showing you that I have a 2 now. And that's basically all it is in concept. Now, where it gets more difficult is where a DM asks you to roll speech, or roll survival, or any sort of skill or attribute-based check. So, what you are going to do, if you don't know it, you would go to your profile and see what you have. So, let's just say he asked me to roll speech. I have a 3 in speech, but that's not all I have. I also have an 8 in charisma, and that changes things. So I will explain this to you as easily as I can. If you have a 5 in any of the special attributes, it's going to be 0. You don't add anything else to your roll. So if I had a 5 in charisma, I would just be rolling a +3 to my 20-sided dice. But I don't. I have an 8. So for every point above 5 that you have, you are going to add another modifier. So I have 8, so 1, 2, 3. That's a +3. 3 plus 5 equals 8. It all works out. So my roll, if he asked me to roll for speech, would be 1d20 plus 6. And I got a 15, which is way better than a 9 was. So that is in essence how it works. Now, if you have a 4 or anything else below 5, you're going to be doing the opposite. You're going to just be subtracting from it. So let's say I have like a 2 in strength for some reason. That is 3 less than 5. So he asked me to roll for strength to like pull somebody out from the monster's grasp. I'm going to be rolling at a -3, and it went pretty bad for us. So hopefully you don't find yourself in that situation, but that is the fun of creating characters to have those weaknesses and strengths. So that is in essence how the rolling system works, and once you understand that and have that down, you're going to be having an easy time enjoying the rest of the server, and that's about it for the rolling. Alright, I think that's about everything that you need to know in order to get started on Fallout: The Last Frontier. If you have any more questions, I would ask people in Discord, or if there's anybody online, you can probably prod them with a question they wouldn't mind answering. So, I hope to see you in the Wasteland.